Hi everybody, I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. My name is Nidhi Mathihalli and I'm a sophomore at Saratoga High School this year. So my synopsis project was an application to help the visually impaired read money using machine learning. Did you know that there are over 285 million people in the world that are blind? And one of them is my grandfather. Last summer, he told us about an incident where he accidentally gave 500 rupees instead of 50 rupees to a vendor, which raised some concerns because he spent 10 times more than he needed to. After hearing about this, I decided to create an application that helps the visually impaired read money in third world countries. After doing some research, I realized that the only options in the market right now are apps and the iBill, both of which are very expensive already. I also decided to talk to the people who this would actually affect and went to the Sri Raman Maharishi Academy for the Blind in India. Over there, the students told me that the best way to solve this problem would be to create a cheap, robust, and effective way to read money using machine learning or AI. I also consulted with Professor Dragutin Petkovic at UCSF, who told me that the physical method would be the best as well because blind people have a really hard time using phones due to the fact that they're really, really tiny screens. Next, I decided to go on to try to figure out how I would actually create this device. I looked into a couple options and decided that the best would be to use a Raspberry Pi and a Pi camera, which would only result in $20. And the iBill is $220 and the smartphone is $500, which in comparison is really expensive to this cheap add-on. The next step was to actually create the program itself. I decided to create the machine learning model and split it into two steps. The first was using the Google Vision's AutoML API. Using that, I created two models, both of which had an accuracy of over 80%. And this is really great. However, this has its limits due to the fact that AutoML has to be connected to the internet or use a public IP address, which costs over $30 a day. And since this project is used in order to reduce the cost as much as possible, this is doing the exact opposite by making it more expensive. So therefore, I decided to create my actual machine learning model by myself. And I used Keras and TensorFlow libraries as well as OpenCV and sklearn. And then I created 4 different models. And they have accuracies as 20%, 35%, 44%, and 70% as shown below. And the main difference is the number of images, the number of layers, the different filters, and the different activation functions that I used. And by tweaking those values, I made the accuracies improve little by little. And then after that, I connected it to the Pi camera in order to actually take the picture. So I transferred the model over to the Raspberry Pi. And overall, what the final device does is it takes a picture of the dollar bill using the Raspberry Pi and then identifies it using the model. And after it identifies it, it uses a text-to-speech algorithm in order to actually say it out loud so that the blind person or the user can actually hear what denomination and know what the denomination in question is. Currently, my device looks like this as shown in the top image below, but I'm planning to transfer it down to a Pi camera, a Pi Zero for right now, so it'll look like the version down below. Finally, my next steps are to convert this device into a PCB to make it more compact and lighter so it can be installed on sunglasses. I also plan to visit different blind schools and get feedback on the device so that I can actually see if this device would work in real life. I also plan on improving the model accuracy, which I'm currently working on by using support vector machines, and I'm also experimenting with the KNN algorithms to see if key points and descriptors work better. And I'm also continuing to work with Professor Anaga Kulkarni at UCSF, who is mentoring me on my research and helping me improve my model. And finally, my vision for Tij. Sorry, I can hear.
Yeah, Nidhi, you have 30 seconds.
Okay. So finally, my vision to achieve greatness through science and engineering is to create different devices that will help improve the lives of a visually impaired person living in a third world country. And using these skills that I have and will develop, I want to create different products that help communities. And as a first step, I would like to start by transforming this prototype into a fully functioning device and give it to those in need. Overall, I hope to help others lead an easier and better life using the skills that I know. And I want to encourage all of you to help those in need, because every small action that we can take can create a huge positive impact in others' lives. Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys all have a fabulous day.